Grand Rising, whatever time of day it is. Welcome to another Revolution Sunday or Revolution Sundays with yours truly, the A.G. Green Sr. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share and tag. I am so excited and delighted to be with you today. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Thank you so much. And Grand Rising to you, our resident therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton. So glad to see you here on this particular day. Who else is on? Come on in, speak as you come in. I'm going to pray. Almighty, I'm so thankful, eternally grateful. I mean, eternally grateful for this moment that's been granted to us, that's been allowed, that we co-create with you. Help us to maximize these moments, that your will for the greatest aspects, the greatest versions, the greatest substance of us, may be made present in this moment. We yield ourselves to you, and we thank you and praise you for this time, this opportunity. Be glorified in all that's said and done. Let the Christ mind expand and ever grow in us, and we bless you. In Yeshua's name, consciousness, power, and way, it is so. And so it is. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. Tag and share, share and tag. And Grand Rising to our wonderful mystic, Pastor Wesley Turk. Thank you for coming in. A little late getting on today, but nevertheless, I'm here. Tag, share, text, tag, and share on today. Again, it is so wonderful to be with you on today. And don't forget to follow me at the various social media handles that you see at the bottom of the screen at AG Green Now on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. And we also have a new YouTube channel up, The Divine You Podcast. Just search that on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. The video version of one of our podcasts is currently up. All right. I always like to remind you of what Philippians chapter 4 tells us, that I can do all things through Christ, through the Christos, with the energy, the synergy, the power, the mind of Christ. And I want you to type in the comment section, I can. Come on, type in the comment section, I can. I can regulate. I can regulate my thinking. I can regulate my mind. I can walk in love, harmony, and peace. I can access my power. I can deal with any circumstance or situation that comes my way. Come on, type in the comment section, I can. That's it. I can. I can. Type it in the comment section. I can. You've got to own that you can. You got to know that you can, and you've got to understand that it's a synergistic partnership. It is a relationship with the Christ mind. It is relationship. The mind of Yeshua. I can. I can. I can. I can, I can, I can. Come on, speak it out loud. I can. There are so many things in the world that say to you the opposite of that. But you have to know that you know that you know that you know. I can. That's it. Type that in the comment section. I can. What a blessed, wonderful, powerful thing it is to know that you know that I can. I've found that so many people don't know that. And so many people also don't know the next thing, that they are the offspring of the divine, omnipotent creator. They come into this planet as a powerful spirit being. And therefore, I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Let the power surge through you. Let the power move through you. Let the power expand in you. Let the power expand as a part of you. That's it. Type in the comment section. I can. I can. That's it. Now I am powerful. I'm sorry. I am powerful. Looking at some people who are just joining us. There we go. Am powerful. Did you speak it out loud where you are? Did you speak it out loud where you are? Come on. I am powerful. I am powerful. Sometimes people are afraid to say that. No, no, no. You're divine. You're one with God. God is one with you. Yeshua thought it not robbery to be equal with God. I am powerful. And as we are one with the source, the creator, the sustainer of all things, I am powerful. That's it. Own the power. Feel the power. Sense the power. Manifest the power. Believe in the power. Embrace the power. Utilize the power. I am powerful. What a wonderful, 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 wonderful thing it is to know that you know that you know that you know that you know that I am powerful. Oh, how sweet it is to embrace that your fate is not in the hands of somebody else. How sweet it is to know that what happens in the White House can only affect your house if you allow it to. How liberating it is to know that what was meant for bad and to operate against you can be flipped by you to work for your good, because I am powerful. I am powerful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And what a privilege it is to be with you on this particular day. Now we're going to have our announcements for a few minutes by Hillary. And then after that, I'm going to check in on you and you and you and see how you're doing on today. But I first want to say Happy Mother's Day. I want to say from my heart to all mothers here today, Happy Mother's Day. For the women who are the embodiment and the power of feminine energy and mother energy. They've been endowed with these abilities to do extraordinary, extraordinary things in the space, nurturing, developing, loving, caring, leading, guiding. They are known as mothers, and I, for one, am so thankful for every mother who's watching me and who watches me consistently. You are dynamic, powerful, spiritual species within the species who has incredible abilities. And the persona that you developed in terms of gender and the physical begins with who you are in the spiritual. And I want you to understand that you are profound, that you are awesome, that you are wonderful, and your children are blessed to have you as their mother. And I want to say that the man that helped you bear these children were blessed, the men were blessed to have you as a spouse or as a partner, as a lover, as one who would incubate and bring the children to full birth. I say to you, you're awesome. I say to you, mothers, you are great. And I say to you, there is no me without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do, all that you are, and what you mean in the grand scheme of things to all creation. I appreciate you so dearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Be sure to visit the Divine Species shop at divinespecies.com. There you'll find many wonderful things to enhance your spiritual and mental experience. Visit it today and level up your life. TheAGGreen.com is up. The new online hub for AG Green is active and ready for visitors. This site will help you stay current in what's happening in our spiritual community. The AGGreen.com website is also designed to help you connect with powerful and insightful tools to help you evolve, transform, and ascend. Make sure you visit today and check it weekly for updates. All right, guys, that's all I have for you.
And thank you for those wonderful announcements, and we're going to update those as well. I want to share with you some additions, recent additions to the aggreen.com website. We now have another additional page that was added a few days ago, and you may not need to take advantage of this page, but there are others who will need to take advantage of this page. And I want you to make sure that if there's anybody who needs to have some kind of spiritual counseling or even some thing in the realm of life coaching, then you can visit theaggreen.com, and there's a page called Soul Speak Sessions. Soul Speak Sessions. You go to the page called Soul Speak Sessions, and if you desire, you can book an appointment to have a conversation with me. And again, I would encourage you to pass this along. Yes, there is a fee for it. You can talk, uh, just spontaneously call, or you can schedule sessions in advance. There's a calendar there. Set yourself up on the calendar. Make sure you read all the guidelines on that page. Uh, but I'm available to talk to you 5 days a week, sometimes more, depending on the situation. But if not you, and you know people that are going through and they need some good sound spiritual counseling and some good sound coaching as it relates to life, period, don't hesitate to give them an address. Tell them to go to the page, Soul Speak Sessions. Soul Speak Sessions. And click on the link there to take them to another site where they can schedule themselves to meet and have a conversation with me. And again, there are times you don't have to pre-schedule, certain times that it's available during the week. And if you call and I'm not on with anybody else, then I'll answer the phone and have a conversation with you. And yes, there is a fee for it, but if you're going to see anybody that's going to do any credible counseling, certified, non-certified, spiritual, psychological, physical, whatever the case may be, it's going to cost you something. So it's an investment in you. It's an investment in your spirituality. It's an investment in your psychology. It's an investment in your tripartite being, your tripartite existence. So that is there every day. Again, read the guidelines and put yourself on the list. I'm going to be talking to our resident therapist, Cotton, because he is a therapist who has his own practice. We're going to see about doing some things in collaboration through this particular site that I've found, where I can add team members to it as well. And of course, they are paid for whatever it is they do, so forth and so on. But anyway, I'm making myself available to do that for a while. And so some of you all hear these messages and you just want to talk with me personally. You hear these messages, you want some one-on-one, you hear these messages, and you just want to have a conversation. Or you just might need to get some things off your chest. You might just need to vent. Don't hesitate to do that. All right. I appreciate you. Love you so dearly. So that is a new page that's up, as well as other goodies that are happening. Uh, on the AG Green site, theaggreen.com, theaggreen.com. Now, I think I've gotten pretty much everything out the way. I need to check up on you. Don't forget to share likes and hearts as well on both platforms. And of course, you're watching Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. Now, tell me what you're eating and sipping and how you're feeling while you're doing that. What are you eating and sipping and how you're feeling while you're doing it? Yes, So Speak Sessions is designed, again, throughout the week to be an inspirational line. So you can pay per minute, by the minute, and have a conversation with me. Or if you want something deeper, more organized, then you can set up, sessions, even video sessions. You will see that once you get to the last site, you can do chat, you can do text, or you can do video, excuse me, phone, uh, video, and chat. I'm sorry, phone, video, and chat. All right. So, what are you eating and sipping? What are you eating and sipping? That's the question. What are you eating and sipping? Talk to me. Let's see here. Our resident mystic Wesley Turk doing well. He's sipping water. Good, 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 good. And I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity in a minute to do something. Don't let me forget that. All right. Who else is on? And tell me how you're doing. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me how you're doing real quickly. And what are you eating and sipping? I've got H2O today. I had my organic coffee earlier, and if you have not tried this organic coffee, it is powerful, good stuff. Go to theaggreen.com and find the NutriVital Organics page there. Click on it, and it will take you to the site where you can purchase that wonderful organic coffee and all the other goodies that's on that site that's going to help you. Fiber for weight management, maca for mental clarity, and green tea for brain function. It's good, good stuff. Let's see here. Miss Linda says feeling great. All right, awesome. And I believe she told us she's 68 years young. Awesomeness. I'm gonna have to do some teaching on aging, what they call aging, and how to live an ageless life. I appreciated her testimony of how she was feeling recently. Let's see. Miss Hillary says, I'm feeling full of gratitude. Eating Mother's Day meal, hot wings and cheesy bacon fries, paired with a Dr. Pepper. These Dr. Pepper folk. Woohoo! There you go. There you go. But you deserve it. You deserve it, Hillary. See, my Krista says, sipping coffee and eating waffles this morning. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And she says, in my cup right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And lemon water and apple cider vinegar doing well. A resident uh, therapist, Pastor Jerry Cotton, awesome, very healthy, very healthy. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else want to share what you're eating and sipping and how you're feeling in the moment right now? And now I want you to prepare yourself to, let's see, Pamela Moore, the wonderful Pamela out of Memphis. She says, I'm good, sipping on coffee. Cool coffee click. Cool coffee click. Interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Turk says Dr. Pepper is my go-to also. Look at all these Dr. Pepper addicts, fanatics on the broadcast. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I believe Hillary manifested a six-pack of Dr. Pepper a month or two ago. She wanted it and showed up at her doorstep. Awesome stuff. All right, quickly, quickly. I want you, if you don't mind, to prepare a shout out for a mother or a grandmother, or auntie, or somebody that you know to be a great or was a great mother. They don't even have to be here no longer with us physically. They don't have to be with us physically. Okay. They could have already crossed over to the other side, been reabsorbed into the super dimension, the spiritual dimension. But if they had an impact on your life, whether they're still present in the body or out of the body, please let's put them in the comment section. Let's celebrate mothers and the energy of good mothers, as I gave my diatribe earlier in the broadcast about how I feel about mothers. You are awesome. You're magnificent. I love women anyway, and I have a special affinity for mothers, as I do for fathers, but today is Mother's Day, and it can be very challenging to be a mother. It's very challenging, even if you have a partner. And we've got many who don't have partners these days. They're considered to be single mothers. And I know many of you, you're doing an extraordinary job. And there is no me without you. And there is no world without you. There is no success without you. There is no power without you. There is no accomplishment without you. For every person who has done something great on the stage of the world that we know of, we know we're not here by ourselves, but you know what I'm trying to say, has slid or come out of the womb of a woman. And for those who dared to love and nurture and be audacious in raising their children, what I would call correctly, putting them on the right path, being a bulldog when necessary, a feather at other times, and being a gentle soul in other aspects, you are celebrated, period. I love you so dearly. All right, here, let's see here. Katrina started. She started us out. She said, Happy Mother's Day to the best mother in the world, Linda Nelson. Hey, let's celebrate Linda. We love Linda here. And her daughter is giving her a shout out. She said, the best mother in the world. Whoa. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Katrina, for that shout out today. Anybody else want to shout out a mother, a grandmother, a auntie? Shout them out by name. We put it up on the screen. And although Facebook now is taking these videos down, they stay up on YouTube in perpetuity. Then I download them. Who knows when this will be re-aired? They may come by and see their mother being shouted out. All right. And mama is shouting out daughter, telling her thank you. We got Wesley's mother, Allie Mae Turk, told me, when you leave my house, you will be A1 ready. Told all her kids to function by ourselves. Wonderful. We honor today Allie Mae Turk, who's with the ancestors, but who's a vibrant, powerful spirit who yet lives. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Wesley Turk. Anybody else want to shout out a mom, a grandmother, an auntie, a sister, whoever, who they know is a good mother, an influential person in their lives? Please do at this time. Hillary says, Happy Mother's Day to my spirit guide, my mama, my grandmama, bonus mom, and all the mother figures who have helped me along the way. We honor all of these wonderful, vibrant spirits known as mothers on this planet of existence. And of course, her mom's name was Tracy. She was my sister in love for many, many years. She's with the ancestors now. She's still a powerful presence. Thank you for mentioning her today. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Let's see here. Shout out to my beautiful mother, Ellie Harris. This is from Linda Nelson. Heavenly Mother's Day. She's with the ancestors on the other side with God, and we honor her today as well. Thank you, Linda, for bringing that up. Mother Ellie Harris. Mother Ellie Harris is her name. Anybody else? Anybody else want to shout out somebody today? Of course, a shout out to my mother, Opal, Patricia Green, unrivaled, unmatched, and unparalleled as a dynamic spiritual, as well as uh, what we call earthly mother, who's done a tremendous job with all of her children. She's traveling today, seeing her own, visiting her own mother. My mother's mother is still alive as of this recording. She's 104 years young. My grandmother's 104 years young. And as the church folks say from scripture, the Lord willing, in July she'll turn 105. So my grandmother was thought that my mother was coming up for Mother's Day. She actually wasn't. And my uncle, who's 80 years old, who's of course, the brother of my mother, she found out from him that her mother, my grandmother, thought she was coming. So she got herself together at the last minute and went because she realized at 104 years young, there are a few days in front than behind. So she's on the road today. Shout out to my sweet, loving, nurturing, and giving mother. All right. Let's see. And we got Brenda. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Hillary triplets, one of a kind. Leslie Turk, one of a kind. And let's see, happy Mother's Day to your beautiful mother and grandmother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yes, yes, we call her mother. We call her mother. We call her mother. That's what we call her. All right. Anyone else? No shout outs going once, no shout outs going twice. All right. Again, I shout out all you wonderful mothers who are on here today. Let's see here. Krista says, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and my mother and grandmother. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I want to shout out all you wonderful mothers today. I happen to know that Krista is a dynamic, powerful, profound mother. Happy Mother's Day to you. My Krista, happy Mother's Day to Linda Nelson. Happy Mother's Day to Brenda. Happy Mother's Day to Hillary. All right. I don't want to miss anybody. Some folks are on the stream and they don't identify themselves. Pamela is a fierce mother as well. Pamela Moore. Happy Mother's Day to you. Katrina, do you have any children? Children, happy Mother's Day to Katrina as well. Happy Mother's Day to Katrina. I definitely see some children, even some spiritual children for Katrina. Where's that coming from? All right. So blessed, so blessed, so thankful, so grateful for you all. Okay. Awesomeness, awesomeness. Let me talk to you for a few minutes. I don't intend to be too long. I was out of town Wednesday night. I was intended to come on for a few minutes and show my face, but I was traveling, and my daughter graduated from Georgia State University, and it was a milestone for her and for us. So I was on the road heading to Georgia Wednesday night, which is where my residence is, um, and spending some time with her and our family there. But I've been on a series. I don't know what part I'm on, and I'm going to just talk for a few minutes and kind of uh, uh, let you off here. But again, I want to say this about mothers, and then I'm going to keep it moving. Again, in the effort of trying to be expeditious and finishing up this series so that I can move on to other things, other information that I want to share with you. Um, my advice to mothers is stay focused in the energy, original energy of who and what you are. And to young mothers who may have pressure from society today that is constantly remolding, redefining is a better name, redefining and then remolding types, definitions, expectations, guidelines, and rules about parenting. Stay true to what you know is effective. I'm going to say it again. Stay true to what you know is effective. Number one, you are a mother. You're not your children's sister. Okay, you are a mother. Do not be afraid to exercise motherly energy. And motherly energy is an energy that should require from your children, no matter what their gender, respect. Respect. And I'm going to say this to mothers. If your children don't have your respect, you can't guide them properly. I'm going to say it again. If your children don't have your respect, you cannot guide them properly. Number two, do not allow yourself in the battle, and this is coming to me while I'm talking. I don't have any notes. It's coming, so I'm just going to say it. Uh, Sometimes being a parent is tiresome, especially if you're parenting by yourself. Do not allow yourself to be so run down and eroded spiritually, psychologically, and physically until you don't or you're not able to do your due diligence in making sure that you hit all of the proper bases in terms of guidance, instruction, correction, and teaching as it relates to your children. You're going to have some days you won't be the best version of you. You're going to have some days where you will let down, but you've got to have more days where even through your weariness, tiredness, and fatigueness, you're always trying to do what's best for your children in terms of correction, guidance, instruction, so forth and so on. All right. You've got to you've got to be tireless to the extent when I say tireless, what I mean is, yes, you are allowed to be tired, but there's got to be a part of you that is so passionate about what you do as a mother until you understand you've got to do what you've got to do. So, my grandmother, who, as I just mentioned, is 104 years young, had eight, and she basically raised the eight by herself. Uh, the first seven children she had, their father died when they were all young. She had a child by another man. And the long and short of it is she still raised all those children. And there are many funny stories about my mother was kind of my grandmother. When I say Medea, I mean she was tough and hardcore, but sweet at the same time uh, with her children, and of course, even softer with us. But she was relentless. She was relentless in doing what she had to do as a single mother. Listen to this, from the South with an eighth grade education, who basically was such a hustler that she made more money than all her kids in adulthood. She was relentless in making sure that she raised upstanding men and women. She didn't mind following them to the bus stop. She didn't mind waiting behind doors with brooms to greet a 6263 son who came in an hour late and had not notified her that he was going to be late. Okay. She was relentless. She didn't have all these excuses that some folk have today. She did what she had to do, two, three, four jobs, which I don't want you to have to manifest that lifestyle today. You keep listening to me, you won't need to do that. But I'm just saying the discipline, the correction, the instruction, the guidance. If you listen to her today, you can't tell she just has an eighth grade education. She's articulate, she's intelligent, she's empathetic. The wisdom is off the charts. I'm telling you, the wisdom is off the charts. And I admire her as well as my father's mother, who had 13 children. So my mother's mother is Alberta. Uh, excuse my mother's mother's Hillary triplet. My father's mother's Alberta Green. Alberta Green had 13 children. Her father died when most of her children were young. My father was the oldest. I think he was 23, 24, somewhere in that age group. He was grown, and one or two of his other sisters, who were like starting at like 3 years behind him, they were grown, but the others weren't. She raised them by herself and never was with another man until she left this planet. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to follow that example, but I come from generations of strong, meek, humble, powerful, godly, spiritual women whom I watched have to do it by themselves. And so I'm praying that's not your plight. I'm praying that you will manifest a great man, a great companion, a great lover who's there with you and assist you in all aspects of life. But if by chance you have not arrived to that place just yet, you can do it. And what you're doing now is making an impact on them that will make an impact on other people. I want you to understand that. The sacrifices you make, sometimes people might think you're too hard. You're not too hard. The world can be hard. The world is going to be hard. And if you don't put the right stuff in them, if you don't do whatever it takes to keep them safe and to do whatever it takes to make sure uh, that you're guiding them properly, then somebody else is going to get their ear one day. Somebody else is going to have gain influence, and your words are going to bring very little because they see you as a sister or a friend, but not as a real mother. Mm-mm. Last but not least, this might be unpopular for me to say, but I'm going to say it. The fear of the Lord, the scripture says, is the beginning of wisdom. And I noticed that the generation going back 30 to 40 years, when we started listening to Dr. Spock and other psychologists, people got away from certain forms of punishment. And I'm not going to get into that in detail. What I am going to say is this, is that until your children get to a place where they really learn how to respect you, it starts with fear, meaning that the conditioning process teaches them that if I do this, I'm going to be corrected for it. And they don't want to be corrected, but that fear turns into respect. So what I want you to understand is that don't be afraid to have seasons of your life where you have to do what you got to do, and your children are looking at you like you crazy. As long as you're not abusive, cussing them out and all this other kind of foolishness, you know you're doing what you're doing in love, whether they appreciate it or not. At some point in time, as they grow, they will learn to respect you, period. Last but not least, recognize they can respect you as another mother in their teens, but not fully respect or start fully respecting what you put into them and what you did for them until they get to their 20s, some of them 30s. Why? Because they're undeveloped psychologically. They are not supposed to understand everything as a child. They're not supposed to understand everything in their early 20s. How could you? So some of you all are feeling the pressure because if you feeling like a bad person because you always have to consistently do what you got to do to get them in line. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't get them in line now, you're not going to most likely be able to get them in line later, of course, unless you know how to manifest that. But it starts with love. It starts with nurturing. It starts with correction. It starts with teaching them how to be disciplined. It starts with also making sure that they always recognize your voice, understand your voice, and respect you, period. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. Now, I'm a mild person anyway, and I don't like to get upset because when I get upset, you know, I'm not myself. I don't believe I'm myself. That's not the best version of me. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is how powerful women are to me. Number one, no matter how far I may go out in life, no matter how far I may get off the track, no matter how crazy I may have, and I don't really have crazy moments like that, but let's just say I did. My mother's voice could bring me back in. Always. She was my nurturer. She is the woman I honor. She is the woman I respect. I don't have to agree with her 100%, but I respect her 100%. I respect her 1000%. And I would never intentionally disrespect her. So if I was clowning somewhere in the streets out of my mind and nobody else could control me, she could walk up and control me. I'm not going to talk to her like I talk to other people because she's my mama. Did you catch that? So for me, I've given that respect to my mother first. All right. I respect my sister like that. I respect the woman I love and going to marry like that. All right. I got some aunties I respect like that. I want you to hear me. This is the power of femininity. This is the power of being a, a good woman. And this is the power of being a great mother. You will always command respect. They'll be 50 years old and you won't be talking to them crazy like you see some of these other folk talking to their parents. No way I would do that. No way I would do that. I would rather keep my mouth shut than be right in an argument with my mother. I could keep my mouth shut and be right because I don't want her to even think I'm disrespecting her. And it doesn't mean that I have not had to be confrontational and tell her the truth because I've done that many times, but I do it sparingly because first of all, I've checked out years ago of the philosophical or psychological framework of wanting to win arguments. I don't need to win arguments no more. I checked out of that. It's just not important anymore. All right. I know what I know. And it's not important to me if a person accepts it or understands it, or I get this point over to be right. And then it's the wrong moment that I'm right. And I tick the person off and it's counterproductive. No, I don't have an interest in that. And so that flows into my conversations with my mother. I respect her enough that if I disagree, and I'm not going to say anything unless I feel led in a moment that, okay, I need to correct her on this so she can see it differently. And she's very open to my guidance and correction. She's called me down through the years for advice. So I know I have her ear with that. But my point is, her foundations with me as a mother is why I see her the way I do. And yes, I do, when necessary, correct her and try and give her a different perspective on everything, her kids, her grandkids, her health, and other stuff. But I'm going to do it in a way that is respectful. She is my queen mother. And the woman that I would marry is also my queen mother. And last but not least, men, when you're watching and listening to me, always pay attention to the way a man treats his mother. Always. If a man is loving, affectionate, respectful, okay, don't get me wrong, there are some rascals who love their mothers, but their lifestyles are disrespectful to her. No, I'm talking about a person who's in alignment in most every way, who's tender, soft, gentle, all right, respects, doesn't use certain language. You need to pay attention to that because this is the thing. If they got a halfway decent mother and they won't respect them, they're certainly not going to respect you. Now, it's different when their mother wasn't a good mother. They can respect you in that aspect and not respect them because they got mommy issues. But for the most part, you should pay close attention to that. Okay. Because that's most likely how you're going to be treated in some shape, form, or fashion. So, anyway, that is my tribute to wonderful mothers today. Don't let anybody in society devalue you, devalue your position. And let me say this, there's an argument that's been going on for years. And I was a part of that argument years ago. I'm not anymore. I think people should be able to pursue career paths if they want to. I just personally feel like there's not too many more important positions in the world than being a mother. And sometimes mothers are fighting uh, validating themselves, thinking that they need to go into the workforce just to be seen, just to be respected. No, from the chair I'm sitting in, the greatest assignment you could have in the world is to be a mother, a stay-at-home mother, one who's available whenever your children need you to be available. You shouldn't have to think you got to leave your house to be respected. You got to be a CEO of a company to be respected. No, you are a CEO of a family. You are a CEO of your children. And these days, we've learned you can do both. Establish your own company or work remotely from home. But more importantly, understand that those children you birthed and incubated and raising are representatives of you and the one who you made them with. And it is your first responsibility to use all your talents, skills, and abilities to raise them up before you raise up somebody else's company and somebody else's corporation. You ought to be putting all that energy into your own family. I know I just said a word there. I know I just said a word there. The talent, the skills, the brilliance, the cognitive power, the cognitive energy you have that you want to use to take out into the workplace and make somebody else millions of dollars, that's good. But it ought to be used at home first. It ought to be used amongst your children, amongst your spouse, amongst your partner, amongst your lover, amongst your family unit first. Am I making any sense to anybody? Okay, let me see what y'all saying because I've been so busy. My sister Pastor Janet is on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Let's see here. That's from every powerful woman has a tribe of powerful women with various roles. Yet powerful women. Absolutely. And you don't have to be like somebody else to be powerful. Hear me, family. You don't have to do like somebody else, do it the way somebody else did it to be powerful. You just want to be effective. You just want to be effective. Period. Now, I hope it don't get quiet like crickets on here. And if by chance you find yourself out of alignment with what I said, just get in alignment. Just like you're creating reality for other stuff in your life, create a new one in this for this conversation. Create a new one for this situation. Moving forward, you have the ability to change it. Last but not least, sometimes people are investing in being different because they don't want to establish the discipline of going down a path that really has been tried and proven to work. They don't want that. They want to try something else. There's nothing wrong with trying something else, but you ought to get similar results. Your children, as the text should say, should still see you industrious. They should still rise and cause you blessed. The man that you're with should speak your name highly, as they said, in the gates amongst the conversation of others. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right. So just consider your power. Just consider what your presence means, and just consider your vital, irreplaceable role in this present construct. You're powerful. Know you're powerful. Own that power. You are shaping children and you are guiding them. Last but not least, I'm going to be done. And then I'm going to finish up. You can, my assistants can go back to Joshua 6, and I'm going to finish up today. I'm going to be done with this. I love this story. And there's many stories like this. Many. My grandmother has stories like this, but I remember Isaiah Thomas telling the story. He grew up in Chicago amongst uh, gangs, and the gangs, and she had a bunch of kids she raised herself, but the gangs were trying to recruit her sons, more specifically Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah basically said his mama went out on the street corner one day and told a young man, "You're not selling drugs to my son, and you're not recruiting him for no gang. You're going to have to deal with me." This is the power of motherhood. Am I making any sense? Where you're willing to do like the Syrophoenician woman mentioned in scripture and approach Yeshua about a child of yours that's sick and dying. Even when the master calls you a dog, which is a heathen, you say even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table. You're not going to outwit me in being able to do what I got to do for my children. You're not going to outwit me. You're not going to defeat me. You're not going to beat me. I'm on a mission. And I'm on a mission to make sure that they are safe, that they grow and develop properly, that they are protected, that they maximize their own talents, gifts, and abilities, and that they respect me and everybody. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm going to make sure they fulfill, I'm going to do my part and get them to the place where they can make their own decisions to continue to want to fulfill destiny and purpose in the earth. That's how powerful you are. And the gang members, he said, backed off. They knew what mama had said, and they respected his mama in the neighborhood. That is the power of an unrelenting mother. All right. Let me get to it real quickly. Joshua 6, 1 and 2. Let's put it up for me, assistants, if you're still there. And we're going to be done. We talked about Joshua needing to have the understanding of the revelation of victory. And we kind of looked at some different scenarios to prove that. Let's see if there's anything else I need to put up here on the screen for you, your consideration today. So I want you to understand that Joshua's ability to master Jericho and the, I don't want to say the procedures, but the steps that he took are the same steps that we must take today to ensure that we ourselves walk in victory. And I was sharing with you last week some of the depths define in terms of definition and explanation of Ra'ah, what it means from a Hebraic perspective. We had already talked about its connection with the name of God, which I don't want to get into that. More importantly, Jehovah Yireh or Jehovah Jireh, the provider, or I will see to it. Ra'ah is connected to that. But I also gave you, bringing this up again, that to see does mean something literally, but it also has an abstract meaning: to perceive, understand, or experience. Again, to perceive, understand, or experience. When I am asking you, like other spiritual teachers, Yeshua included, are talking to you about faith and faith within and seeing within and saying what you see within. We're not just talking about perceiving, we're not just talking about understanding, we're talking about experiencing it from within. You must recognize again and own that your thoughts are reality, whether they come or take on a physical shape or form or not. This typically only comes, again, faith persistently focused on a series of thoughts and images are the things that typically show up in our world. You could just as easily withdraw that faith and focus from that and it not materialize, meaning that you didn't give it permission to come into physical being, and neither did you participate with corresponding physical action. But it is yet real. I've shown you time after time concepts in biblical texts and other texts to show you that this is a real, genuine principle, right? So it's got a dual fold context where it can be literal, relating to physical sight, but it can also relate to envision or something intrinsic or within. It also, as I shared with you, the verb can also imply the act of looking with intention or consideration, with intention or consideration. See, I have given you the city. It's envisioning, it's ra'ah, it's Hebrew, it's mental sight, but it's also looked at with intention. Okay. And quantum physics, quantum mechanics starts at quantum mechanics, I believe, and ends up as quantum physics. Two different theories, but dealing with the quantum level, have proven to us that on a subatomic level, when subatomic particles are observed, they can either show up as a wave or a particle, depending on if it's being observed or not. And it was determined that where focus is placed on something, then whatever we're focusing on can take on a different shape or depict a different behavior based on focus observation of a thing, even down on a subatomic level. Now, this is what's fascinating to me. I didn't intend to get into this today because I'm going to spend some more time, probably 2 or 3 months from now, talking about spirituality and quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and how they are married and joined together, and how they ultimately confirm each other. But what I want to say to you for your consideration is that it has been proven by certain studies, by certain scientists, that an atom is 99.99999, that's five nines, percent energy. Remember, atoms are the building blocks of what we call the material world. That would mean they're the building blocks of cells. 99.59 after that percent of an atom is energy. 0.00001, there's four zeros, point four zeros and a 1% of an atom is physical. Hear what I'm saying today. That means the majority of us as beings is energy. Now, why am I bringing that up today? Because the double slit experiment and the phenomenon known as the observer effect is energy in terms of subatomic particles responding to what it is consciously believing on that level, in that it's being observed. And observation wasn't human observation, it was a device that they created that could observe it. So it noticed that it was being observed and decided it would either be as light, a wave, or a particle. They expected it to act one way. So when it wasn't being watched, it acted one way. When it was being watched, it changed the way it acted. So what I'm saying to you as it relates to your life is, this is how reality works for all of us. The things you observe, watch this, from this deeper Hebraic perspective, ra'ah, that also has the consideration of intention. Intention. So it's not just perception, it's not just understanding, it's not just mental sight. It also has something to do with experiencing the moment, but also the intention we have when we think about something or when we observe or consider it. Am I making any sense to anybody here? All right. So it's not merely a physical act, all right, but our understanding in the moment of when we're seeing within ourselves and thinking within ourselves and focusing within ourselves and discerning within ourselves with intention what we think or believe a situation to be. What I want you to understand is that this is a powerful principle for you to understand, because you got to understand that it is how you're observing it, how you're experiencing it, and what you are sometimes uh, unknowingly intending for it to be. It's going to determine what the outcome is. I want you to catch what I'm saying. It's going to determine what the outcome is. Again, you and I are spiritual beings. And again, the early church fathers and other people didn't know anything much about science to understand that a spiritual being is an energy being. And the energy, spiritual aspect of us, again, is superior to the physical dimension. It is above it. It can manipulate it in any way it wants, and is consistently doing it every day in you and me, who are individualized aspects of divinity, individualized aspects of God being expressed in this world. You, every day, as a spiritual energy being with focus and intention, beginning within, are co creating what you see in your world. The Almighty knew He required, hear me, Joshua's partnership to see within, to not just perceive, not just to understand, watch this, but with intentionality, create in his own mind victory, see with his own mind the outcome. Here we go, experience within himself the reality of it being done. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I got to ask you the question, when you are praying and meditating for something, are you really seeing, even if it's for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, the reality of it being done? Are you really experiencing that? Are you really experiencing a wonderful trip within before there's a corresponding physical components outwardly? Are you really experiencing debt cancellation within through the acting out, the literal envisioning, like Joshua did, the envisioning of the finished product, the envisioning of seeing it, the debt canceled, the envisioning of seeing that thing fulfilled, where you are in the story, not as a third party participant, but in first person, not in third person, but in first person, living it out. Catch this. Joshua had to live it out in first person within. You see the visual city? See the visual city conquered inwardly. You see the three-dimensional thing, you see the three-dimensional problem, you see the three-dimensional situation, you see the opposition, you see the circumstances. See it conquered within you first. Oh my goodness, I feel this while I'm talking. Mm, mm, mm. And this is what I'm going to say. This is what I need to interject that I read and received some teaching on this week that I really want you to process. Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for this? I want you to stop seeing. I want you to stop seeing from a perspective of limiting definitions of yourself based on your ego or your persona. I'm going to say it again. I want you to stop seeing based on limiting perceptions of your ego or your persona. I believe that a persona is a psychological construct that we as spirit beings create to exist in this world. Instead of operating purely as one with God as we should, we create these personas. And in these personas, which is going to consist of your psychological construct, your psychological philosophical beliefs, your core beliefs, is where all the resistance is created. And this resistance tells us because it's physical, it's more real, because it's physical, it's more solid, because of a money system, because of a credit system, because of pain and trauma, because of what we perceive and determine as failures in our past. All of this stuff creates resistance in us. And once this resistance is created, it becomes fused into our psychology, fused into our personality, fused into our way of thinking, fused into our way of being. And this is how we move through this world with this resistance, with this persona. Some folks also call it the ego, which is exercising intellectual observation, intellectual analysis, emotional observation, emotional analysis. It's taking into account all of our experiences since we've been here and has formed a persona or a person many times that is more physical, the 0.00001, than it is the 99.5 zeros of energy. Is anybody hearing me today? So I brought that up to say, stop looking from the perspective of your persona. Stop looking from the perspective of your ego and look from the perspective of you as being a powerful, dynamic, divine, spiritual species that is mainly purely energy, energy of the spirit, energy of the spiritual universe, energy of the spiritual world, supernatural. Not even natural, not even of this world, not even birthed of this world. When you look at it from that perspective, family, see, Joshua had to envision. Well, what is he envisioning? He's not, number one, he's got to have a revelation of who he is in the equation. He's got to have a revelation of, I'm not limited by walls. I'm not limited by physicality. I'm not limited by three-dimensional circumstances. I'm not limited by people. I have a God, I have a co-creator, I have a partner who is telling me I'm already empowered and telling me I he's with me. And this is what people miss. When you read this stuff in scripture, some of y'all think that this is an audible voice talking to him. You don't read nowhere in the text where it says out of a voice spoke to him. This is a voice that's speaking to him from within. That same voice is a part of you. That same voice speaks within you. Hear me, family. But you must renegotiate with your persona and your ego to understand and recognize that as long as I keep seeing it through the development, watch this, my own personal development of being incapable or being disabled or being unable to do something because I'm black. I'm unable to do something because I'm a female. I'm unable to do something because I don't have the income I should. I'm unable to do something because I'm aged. I'm unable to do something because I don't have an education. I'm unable to do something because I don't know the right people. Listen, you got to get past all that. But people are trying to manifest greater things from an old mindset that is weighed down with thousands and thousands and thousands of limiting beliefs until when they run into a Jericho type situation or a Jericho looking situation. When they look within, they can't see that it has been given to them. When they look within, the only thing they see is what the previous generation saw, what the predecessors saw in Numbers chapter 13 and 14. We ain't nothing but grasshoppers. That's a problem, family. If you are facing Jericho and you have the mentality of your predecessors, of your ancestors, in terms of I'm just a grasshopper in their sight, I'm just tiny, saying in so many words, I'm miniature and I'm small and I'm unable and I'm incapable. Hear what I'm saying today. That's your persona talking. That's your ego speaking. And this is the very reason why it is difficult to get anything done. This is the very reason why it is difficult to manifest what we want. This is the very reason why it is difficult to truly partner with God, to truly partner with I am the creator, the source, and sustainer, because you've got all these beliefs in you that say why you can't do something instead of showing you why it's already yours, instead of enabling you to see with this partnership that it belongs to you, that you already contain it, that you already possess it. I wish I had more likes and hearts. I don't see many on Facebook. I'm just looking at it now. Again, the persona is limiting you. The ego is limiting you. I'm almost done. When Joshua looks within and he takes the instructions, again, not just physically, this word is not just about physical sight, it's also about mental sight. It's about intention, it's about experiencing it within. Again, this is not far fetched. What people don't understand is that the people of this book that you read in the Old Testament and New Testament were powerful meditators. I'm going to say it again. This is what's left out. They were powerful meditators and still are meditators. For example, I have a spiritual store on Etsy. Some of y'all don't know about it, but I have a spiritual store on Etsy. It's doing, pretty good. I have a lot of Easterners who love my store and communicate with me. They are the stuff that I'm teaching you, they grew up with this. They don't even pray. Do you realize Christians on the eastern side of the world don't even pray the same way that Western Christians do? Western Christians do a lot of begging. Eastern Christians speak by faith, say it's done, and move on to the next thing. But it is the persona. It is these conditioned beliefs, family. That's what interferes. So when you're looking inside yourself and looking at a situation, if you and I keep looking at it from a physical point of view, I want you to type it in the comment section. Type this in the comment section. Spiritual versus physical. Type that in the comment section. Spiritual versus physical. And again, if science is saying, and I got this statistic from Dr. Joe Dispenza, that we are 99.99999% energy, then why in the world am I looking at the world through the 0.0001% that is considered to be physical? Somebody help me with that. I'm not even looking at the world from my native state. I'm not governing my reality from my native state of being. I am governing my reality from the 0.0001% that is physical. Now, this might be blowing people's minds, but this is data. This is not guessing. This is not wishing. This is data. This is data. What if we changed our perspective? What if we allowed the spiritual side, the energetic us, the spiritual us, make decisions? What if we start really probing and researching and investigating the power of who we are as spiritual beings, as energetic beings versus the physical? Because as long as you continue to look at your situation through the carnal, physical mind, you're looking at a situation on the level of the situation. Catch what I just said. If you have $1,000 in your checking account and you want to look at and you want to become a millionaire, hear what I'm saying. You may think the millionaire is higher because of the millions of dollars that they have, or the $1 million that they have, or the million that you're looking at manifesting may look like it's greater than you. But the truth be told, on the physical plane, $1 million of physical money is still in the physical dimension. It's been created from the spiritual. The average person doesn't know that. It's been created from the energetic realm because money itself as an idea came from brain energy, thinking energy, spirit energy from spiritual beings. That which we put in paper form is still made up of trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of atomic, then subatomic particles. Hear what I'm saying? So it itself is energy. It looks like it's solid, but it's really not solid like we think it's solid. It's just trillions of atoms moving to give us the appearance of a solid subject, a solid object in a dollar bill or in a coin. But it's still ruled and constructed and created from energy. So I'm saying to you that if you look inside yourself and see a grasshopper, you are already lost because you are a grasshopper. But if you do like Joshua and recognize, I'm looking inside myself and I'm seeing from a God point of view. Come on now. I'm seeing from an elevated point of view. I'm seeing from a superior point of view. I'm seeing from superposition, which is, I believe, a quantum term. I'm seeing from superposition. Seeing from superposition is different than seeing eye to eye, level to level. That means I am above this situation. And too many times we don't we see from the perspective of we're not above. And let me give you an example. If you desire a house, family, and you make $4,000 a month or $3,000 a month, or you want that nice apartment and it costs you $2,000, $1,500 because you don't want to just live in any neighborhood. Catch what I'm saying today. And your income is $3,000 to $4,000 a month. You just need to be honest. You think that $1,500 to $2,000 a month in rent is above you. I have thought it was above me in the past. You think the car note is above you. You think the hopes and dreams of funding a business is above you because of the quantity of money. You've been taught that if you don't have a certain amount of money or enough money, then that's bigger than you and greater than you. This is what you've been hardwired and conditioned to believe. The software has to replace the hardware, excuse me, needs to be replaced. Sometimes the software in us needs to be updated. But this is what we believe. We create degrees of difficulty. Hear me. I broke down to you the historic description of a Jericho. But yet we don't see Joshua breaking down all the schematics and talking about the layers and degrees of difficulty it's going to take to defeat a city. Strategy, that part of the strategy is good, but there was a different strategy given by the Almighty. But what I'm saying to you is that the way you change anything in your world and the way you cause this, what you consider to be physical, to conform to you is you got to do it from the spiritual. Now, hear what I'm saying today. You're still going to be doing it from the spiritual if you grind and work yourself to death and then can't even enjoy your retirement. I know folk who worked 30, 40 years and didn't even see that first retirement check. They were dead. I know some folks like that. They never got the first deposit. Hear me. You can grind it out if you want to. You can do it the physical way if you want to. There's still you as a spirit that has just decided I'm going to allow myself to be absorbed into that perspective and that construct. And this is the only way I can do it. So watch this. This is the only way you're going to allow yourself to do it. Or you can decide, I'm going to look within. And then when the opportunity is right, I'm going to produce what's called inspired action. I want you to type it in the comment section. Inspired action. Type that in the comment section. Inspired action. I got a few more minutes with you. I want you to type that in the comment section. Inspired action. Let me tell you what inspired action is. I don't believe in just seeing stuff and then, okay, I'm going to do it. No. You're going to be prompted with action after you do it. This is what I really like. When you really see the end, when you really see like Joshua, what the next thing that happens is that the strategy is revealed. Verse 3, I love to bring this up. Again, verse 3 is when the strategy comes. After he sees it within himself first. After he physically observes and then mentally conquers, spiritually conquers, the strategy comes next. So I want you to understand that inspired action is what I call the right action, because it is an action that you're prompted to do, family, that is in connection with the finished work that you saw inside, that you lived out in your imagination, that you co-created with the creator in your heart and in your mind. You saw it within. And then one day you were sitting around and a thought came to you, call so and so. Or you were sitting around and a thought came to you, go look this up on your phone. And you did it. Or you were sitting around and something said to you, get out and go to the store. You saw yourself driving a vehicle and you don't know why you needed to go to Quick Trip, but some said go down to Quick Trip and get you a snack. On your way to Quick Trip, you passed a place that had the car that you saw in your mind or had the type of car that you desired. Catch what I'm saying? And you pulled over in there, or you went on a Quick Trip, came back, or the next day, whatever, you went on in there, negotiated and got that car. That's inspired action. Not just getting up and doing anything. You catch what I'm saying? Now when I lose stuff, and I had to remind myself of this the other day, uh, I've shared this with many people. So whether it's a comb or an object or whatever it is, when I lose something now, I don't take a physical action immediately. I just say, call out to me. Tell me where you are. And then what ends up happening is sometimes, literally, this is my inspired action. I'll have a thought to look over and look down I might not see anything, but I look over and look down, then I walk over there and the object is behind there, been behind there for 2 months, and I just didn't think to look over and look. I've been behind there for 2 days. I've been behind there for 20 minutes. I've been behind there for 10 minutes. That's an inspired action. That's me getting up and following a leading, a prompting now. So Joshua had to get up. This is the point I want to finish with today. Somebody put up Psalm 1 and 3 real quickly. Put up Psalm 1 and 3 for me. One of my assistants, put it up for me. And we're going to finish here. 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 I ask where it is. Call to me. I learned to do this a couple of years ago. Let me tell you, family, it really works. And what I do is I let it go. I don't look. I used to just, I'm turning things upside down, turn things. And I tried to do that recently, because I'm trying to get in that. I allow myself to get into that egoic persona. And then I reminded myself, you don't have to do that no more. You don't have to do that. I call out to it and I go on about my business. It just happened to me recently. I had a comb I couldn't find for 2 or 3 months. I said, it'll show up. You can find me. I just found that comb like I only need it for my beard. I just found that comb like 2 or 3 days ago. I said, oh, there you go. Letting go. There's an art to learning how to let go. And letting go doesn't mean I don't desire. Letting go just means I'm not putting frantic energy on trying to get something done because I believe it's already done. And as long as I'm releasing energy trying to get something done, I am saying consciously and subconsciously that it's not done. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields fruit in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. NIV, King James Version. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth his fruit in the season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. I've done extensive teaching on Hebrews, Psalms 1, 1 through 3. But the part I want to bring out is, again, this is after the meditation part. Meditating the day and night, the law of the Lord, believed to be spiritual principles. All right. This person becomes like this firmly planted, watered, nurtured tree. Again, beginning with what you're thinking, family. Beginning with what you're thinking, aka creating, aka imagining, aka creating. That's where it begins. And then it goes on to say, from the state of consciousness generated in verse 2, we move to a state of consciousness in a state of manifestation in verse 3. His leaf, meaning that my productivity, what I produce, doesn't ever wither up and die. And whatever I do, it says he do it, that means I. Whatever he do it, prospers. Did you catch that? But his leaf doesn't wither, and whatever he does prospers because of what's on his mind in verse 2. Because of the meditative state, and because of the ability to be disciplined, to be focused, to have intention, to recycle the correct things in your mind, elevates your state of consciousness to a place of verse 3, where whatever you do prospers. Did y'all catch that? Am I making any sense? I wish I had some likes and hearts. Am I making any sense? So Joshua had to do something. The inspired action came from the inspired instructions. Did you catch that? The inspired action is stimulated and from the inspired instructions from the Almighty. And I'm saying here to you, I'm saying to every person on the planet, God has instructions that will generate inspired action in all of us. But you are required to see the victory within, see it within. You're required to see the end. Oh, I've been trying to see. See, that's the problem. You've been trying. Stop trying and just be. Stop trying and just do. See it from your spiritual position. See it from the spiritual energetic state. Hear me. That is superior to all of this stuff. Walls don't mean nothing to the spirit. Money don't mean nothing to the spirit. Hear me. Houses and cars, that's all inferior stuff. Hear me. That's malleable and changeable. It's malleable and changeable with thoughts. And I'll show you what I'm saying. Well, is that really true? Yes. You're living next to a house that appears to be of solid form. Do you realize the owner of that house or the municipality that you live in, either one can make a move and decide they don't want that house next to you anymore. So in their thoughts, that's energy created, energy related, they will create a scenario where the house next to you don't exist no more. And then it will be followed up with a corresponding action that's already based on the vision of the house being torn down. And one day you'll come home and there'll be bulldozers knocking the house down. It's not as solid as you thought it was. It began in the invisible and materialized in the physical. It began within the mind of the spirit being that was the person, and it materialized in the physical. Did you catch that? This is happening every day. So if you think it's hard, then that's why it's hard. If you think it's hopeless, then that's why it's hopeless. Come on here, somebody. But what if you thought like Joshua? What if you experienced what Joshua experienced? And what if you knew that there's no way you could lose? What if you believe there's no way you could lose? I'm going to say that again. What if you know there's no way I could lose? Type it in the comment section. What if I know, KNOW, there is no way I can lose? Come on, type that in the comment section. What if I know there is no way I can lose? What if I know there is no way I can lose? Come on, type that in the comment section. Oh, I felt something. What if I know there is no way I can lose? What if I know there's no way I can lose? Romans 8:28. For we know that all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord and those who are called according to his purpose. I'm thinking there's no way I can lose in that text. Live life as if everything is rigged in your favor, end quote, the poet and philosopher Rumi. What if I know there is no way I can lose? What if I know that? I live by that. I embody that. I exude that. Guess what's going to happen? I manifest that. No way. No way. No way. So you're in the hospital. No way I can lose. They put a boot on your car. No way I can lose. You just got a notice about eviction. What if I know there's no way I can lose? If I know this, then I've already conquered it. If I know it, then I am sending into the world. I am sending into the world thoughts, creative things, creative energy. I am sending it. I am vibrating it. I am creating the frequency of it. Come on now. I have partnered with God and everything that's conscious around me. And then the known theme of my life is I can't lose. I can't lose. Almighty, I'm so thankful and grateful for everybody who's listening. I thank you for the radical shift that's happening inside of us to know that we know that we know we have conquered and mastered ourselves and conquered and mastered anything that appears to be in opposition. Thank you that we are taking the perspective of the heavenly places. We are seated in heavenly places. We are taking the perspective of elevated, dynamic, powerful, spiritual beings of our high order and high position. Thank you that we're not looking at things on ground level, physical level, but from the spiritual level, and that we operate from our birthright, the state of our birthright, by God, and that it all must be subject to us. Thank you that we are eliminating a flawed persona with flawed thinking, with fears and anxiety and all this other junk that we've accumulated over time from people and our interpretation of personal experiences. We rebuke it, we bind it, we release it from us, and we open ourselves up to the full experience of knowing that we know that we know, that we are favored, that we are loved. And as we are loved, others are receiving our love. We are worthy. We are hopeful. My God. We are powerful. Yeah, and I give you praise. And I give you glory. Thank you, Yeshua. Your name, your consciousness, your power, your way. It is so. And so it is. Tell me how y'all doing, family. How y'all doing? Talk back to me. I'm about to get off here. It's donation time. It's donation time for those who want to donate. Quickly tell me how you doing, how you feeling. How you doing, how you feeling. Talk to me. Did this message, did this presentation find you today? Did it strengthen you? Did it empower you? Was it thought-provoking for you? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Talk back to me. Thank you so much. And you can use the opportunities on the screen to donate. If you were blessed, if you were strengthened, I thank you for the love of the response and the love that you show in your donations. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me remind you all real quickly. Want to make sure that you go by the Divine Species shop, see it in the scrolling ticker, pick up whatever you might need on your spiritual journey today as well. And see who else has a compliment. Let's see, or I should say a comment, I'm sorry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine vision. Divine vision. It's all based, family, on how you see it and the position and perspective that you see it from. And I want you just to hear God saying to you, see, I have given you your life. Come on now, can you hear that? See, I have given you your life. Wow. Just as Jericho was given, life has been given. Your life to master, to conquer, to overcome. What you perceive to be an enemy has been given to you already. Now master it, now overcome it. What you perceive to be a stumbling block has already been given into your possession. Now master it. Overcome it. Are you hearing me? Stop playing with your enemies like you're playing with your food. I don't play with my food. Once it comes into my possession, I do what I'm supposed to do with it. Some of y'all playing with your enemies, you're playing with your dreams. You're playing with your love life. Just stop it and take advantage of, exercise, utilize with intention, create with God, peace, love, joy, fulfillment, happiness, success. Hear me. Stop playing with this and get serious about it. Be intentional. Pin yourself down and focus on living a maximized life. It is up to you. You can, watch this, you should. The decision is yours. $AG Green, $AG Green, or $AG Green Enterprises, or $AG Green Enterprises. Your donations go to this platform. You see these lights, it's from your donation. You see the backdrop, the green screen you can't see, it's from your donation. I'm going to upgrade the computer, it's going to come from your donation. And other things that it helps me to continue to do in terms of the expenditure of my time, my research, comes from your donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, what you purchase at Divine Species Shop also comes back to this work that I'm doing. See, I have given you your life. People think my life is out of control. There's nothing I should do. There's nothing I can do. It's depending on what person number C does or what person number F does. No, it's dependent all on what you do. It's been given to you. Conquer it. Live it to the fullest. Make the mistakes you're going to make. Correct the mistakes you made. Keep going and keep going, keep going, keep living, keep living. There may have been scarcity. There may have been lack, but choose abundance, choose overflow. It's yours. Figure it out with God and start emanating and vibrating from the frequency of God, love, and mastery, and you'll be amazed at how things are shifting and turning around for you. That's it, DivineSpeciesShop.com. Thank you, Linda. I release you with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing and nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. See you in a couple of days. Love you.